The other 8-2 over the last 10 games, Chicago Cubs have had a great week. Started with a sweep in Pittsburgh, then went to Wrigley Field, in which they beat the Baltimore Orioles 2-1. Baltimore's second best record in the league. They're actually playing in Tampa right now for the two best American League teams record wise, I believe. And I think the Baltimore is kicking the shit out of them tonight. It's a Tuesday
Yeah,
night.
6-0.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. How the Cubs can beat up on them and then they don't skip a beat and go right to Tampa, or maybe Tampa's not what we really think they are, but who knows? Cubs won last night back in Pittsburgh, 8-0. They are really set up in an interesting way. They've got they're finally within 4 games of 500. They are 3.5 back in fourth place still in the NL Central, but they've got 2 more games this week with Pittsburgh, and then they head to London to face the aforementioned St. Louis Cardinals.
That sounds like a trap series.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. The second London series, the first was back in 2019 with of course, the Red Sox and Yankees. I didn't watch a whole lot of that. I don't remember much of that. Did you remember watching that series at all?
No, I didn't even realize there was another London series.
Yeah, the big story from that is they play. Of course, they played in a
oh yeah, no, I remember that. The fucking field was like a little league field.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous field.
Yeah, there was like a shit ton of homers and stuff.
This London Stadium, which is obviously it was built for the Olympics, but it's definitely a soccer stadium. It's kind of tried to be retrofit into a baseball field. Yeah,
yes.
Ended up being a 2-game series where 50 runs were scored.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was even accusations that they had the juiced ball besides the small dimensions of the ballpark. Just so many balls going out. It was not a representative product to show the British or to show all of Europe, but
they were actually playing with like the rubber balls we used to play with as kids.
As far as I can tell, the field dimensions are different this year, and it's. I tried to do some research this afternoon. There's a map that MLB is showing that shows a different footprint of it. It's the same stadium, but somehow they took out some seats in the outfield so they can push the walls back. The original dimensions, I think, were 300 down each line.
Yeah,
and then only 385 to center.
Yeah, 385 to center is a joke.
So this, I couldn't find dimensions anywhere, but at least the 2 drawings they showed, it looked like it probably went back to maybe 400 feet. The power alleys were a little bit deeper too, so it should play a little more normal. But of course, it's such an odd thing to fly 2 teams to England for a 2-game series. Have you been to London or England, or have you been overseas?
I have not been to. I've been overseas,
okay.
but
this is a difficult question.
Yeah, okay. No, just Australia, not.
Okay, so you know about jet lag for sure.
Oh yeah, I was a day ahead. Yes.
Well, I can't even imagine flying to Australia, but I have been to London twice, so I know a little bit about how the jet lag works there, and I know the best way to combat it. I flew essentially overnight, and we got there in the morning. And me and my buddies, we just stayed up. We just started drinking. Basically, we flew into London the first trip, and then we went to Dublin immediately. We just went directly to St. James Gate, the Guinness Brewery, and just started drinking for the rest of the day and just stayed up. And I didn't have jet lag because we just essentially stayed up for 36 hours and just got up the next day and we're raring to go. So it's interesting because I heard Nico Horner on the Parkins and Spiegel show this afternoon, talking about what their sleep pattern or what their plan is, at least. And they were told, definitely stay up the first day when you get there. I doubt they were told to go drinking that whole day, but like we did. But,
you don't think that was part of it?
Yeah, but apparently that works. Just staying up. Just make sure you don't take a nap because you're just going to be all screwed up. So hopefully the Cubs abide by that, take advantage of the just pathetic St. Louis Cardinals right now. They're having a historically bad year, and it couldn't be more hilarious to me or more well-timed. So Cubs, they are fourth place still, only 3.5 back in the division. win tonight, win tomorrow in Pittsburgh, and then, take a couple games in London. You never know where you're at. But of course, the team who is surging ahead is, as you mentioned, the Cincinnati Reds coming out of nowhere. They've had
I
some
think we
call
had them
ups.
for dead. We
Yeah,
left them
they
for
had
dead a few weeks ago.
yeah, they had some impactful call ups, and then they had the return of Joey Votto last night, who had, of course,
That's
hit a home
right.
run as soon as he comes back. So they are surging. So it's an interesting time. Like we've been talking about all year. Just we're just hoping our teams keep things fairly interesting. The Cubs being within four games of 500 is as interesting as they've been in a while, and to be only 3.5 back in the division is compelling at least. So I'll be looking forward to that. We'll have the full recap of the London series next week. We'll see how it all works out. But
Wordhole Media.